All right, so let us head on over back to the IBFX4 platform. And you can see here on the 15-minute Euro US dollar, I've got an automatically drawn pattern as generated by the PRS, and then using the AutoChartist IBFX plugin, which I believe will also be available very soon, it's automatically drawn on my charts. Now, I love this. I got to tell you, I love, love, love this. I can jump over to the 30-minute chart, give it a few moments, and it will automatically draw in the last emerging pattern, which is that yellow set of lines you saw in the previous chart. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and start segueing into what swing trading and momentum trading is. But before I do that, I'm just going to take a few minutes to answer some questions. I'm looking at the time right now. Okay, so I'm going to take about 5 minutes to tackle a few questions, and then we're going to go ahead and segue into swing setups and momentum setups. Okay? So again, thank you very much for all of you attending. Again, I really want you to look at this as an immersion experience. I want you to really get the feeling of, you're here in my trading office with me. I'm literally broadcasting from my trading office here at home. I have a home-based office. I was very happy to go ahead and make that big shift some time back. And I want you to have that immersion experience, because if you were sitting next to me here in my office and I was trying to impart upon you my 20 years of doing this, mistakes and lessons learned and things I think that I'm hopefully doing right, this is exactly how I'd be talking to you. I'd be showing you my charts, and we'd be walking through these steps, step by step, with the chart right in front of you. So I really want to get that, across. I feel like you guys are here in my office with me. That's the way I like to consider our time here together. Just happens to be about 300 of us, right? Okay. All right, so got a question here. When will the Euro US dollar go to 4,000? I had to tell you something. I leave all the prognosticating to people, and by all means, I absolutely appreciate that question. Anything you guys ask me, I'm thankful you asked it to me. But what I want to impart upon you is the trading mindset, okay? Traders do not guess at when a market's going to move 450 pips north of where it is right now. I'm not going to guess at when the market's going to go there. I'm not even going to assume that the market's going to go there. I certainly don't have an idea of when, or even if it will be. Will it at some point get to 1.4 thousand? I agree with you, my friend. It probably will at some point. I can tell you the steps it needs to take to get there, but I'll never say I know that it's going to get there for sure. I mean, chances are at some point it will. It is within a reasonable retracement of the market. So let me show you some of the things that I think traders look for, okay? We never are going to assume we know where the market's going next. We are only going to do our analysis and hope that if certain criteria is met, that we know or have recognized the support and resistance of the market, and therefore the hurdles, the obstacles that the market must overcome in order to go up higher or down lower. So number one, I'm not really interested in the upside beyond the wave right now because the market's in a downtrend. So the upside I'm interested in is twofold. One, I'm interested in near-term resistance levels, and two, I'm interested in the angle of the wave and the resistance levels that it presents to me, because that is where I'm going to be shorting. I know a lot of friends of mine right now are waiting for this 23.6% retracement at about 3,700, a major psychological level, to be hit so that they can continue to short this market. As long as this market's heading down, I'll tell you what the smart money is doing is shorting it on corrections. Let me caution anybody who wants to bottom pick this market right now. Bottom picking is a psychological, mental error. Are there patterns to recognize bottoms? Sure. But ideally, you want to do those in a distribution cycle, not in a downtrending cycle. The only people who are interested in finding bottoms, think about it for a moment, are the ones who are not already short. And it's true. Okay? If you hear somebody trying to pick a bottom, the only reason they should be concerned about any kind of support, which is what a bottom is for some sort of profit target placement, for some sort of exit, right, as prices head down lower. Beyond that, though, anyone who's looking to buy a bottom It's basically yelling to the world, I'm not short and I'm going to revenge trade this particular chart. So I really caution you guys. And you know how I know this? I did this for a while. I thought bottom picking was the way to go. I always heard these people on television calling tops and calling bottoms, and gosh, they were on TV and I wasn't, so certainly they had to be better at something than I was, right? And then I realized, wow, this is not information, it's entertainment. Big difference, right? So what I'm looking to do in terms of if and when the market could go to 4,000 is find out if it's a realistic retracement, and I think a 50% retracement of the last major move absolutely is realistic. That's what 4,000 would be. It'd be a 50% retracement. But think about what it needs to overcome to even get there. The 23.6, the overall downtrend, the resistance of the wave, 38.2 retracement, and then possibly 4,000. It's got to overcome 3,600, 3,700, 3,800, and 3,900, which are all significant double zero major psychological resistance levels as prices try to climb. Think of it as an obstacle course. Could we get through the obstacle course? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we have to overcome each one of the obstacles, right? That is how prices will get to 4,000. So you look at what the obstacles are in the way. And on the chart heading lower, those obstacles are resistance. Okay, so thank you very much for that question. All right, for those of you that have platform questions, I really, really would recommend you contact customer support because they'll go through it with you step by step. Okay, so if you have questions about opening orders, closing orders, I would really recommend that you contact customer support. And by the way, there are sessions, and you can check this out at the website. There's online events where they have customer support, very knowledgeable customer support staff that will be in this very room, this same webinar room you're in right now, and go through these types of mechanics with you, this type of platform mechanics with you. So I highly recommend for those of you that are new to this platform, take advantage of those sessions with our trained specialists there, because they'll be able to walk you through the mechanics. In fact, when I have questions like this, that's who I'm contacting, right? So, all right. So what other questions we have here? Just going through the list here, so just bear with me. And of course, you guys have my email address. All right. Okay, I got a question here about the chart pattern searches. What do you do to the settings for quality if the numbers are low to high? Well, let me show you the platform for a moment here. Let's go back to the PRS here just for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and continue on. All right, so for those of you that are using PRS right now and are finding you're getting just too many alerts, what you want to go ahead and do then is head on over to the quality tab down here and make some decisions. Number one, the easiest way to control the number of alerts you're getting is make sure you have the PRS programmed to recognize only those pairs that you actually do trade. No sense in being alerted to pairs you don't trade, and those time frames that you habitually trade. So if you don't trade a daily time frame because the risk is too great or you don't like such a long time frame, don't bother getting alerted to those alerts. Don't bother, having them show up on your complete or emerging pattern search criteria. If you don't like a 240, or maybe you do love a 240 and you don't like the 15s, whatever it is, you've got to know yourself, because what you want to do is impart that onto the platform. Let it know these are the type of patterns I like, these are the time frames I like, these are the pairs that I like. Put that in there, and that will automatically reduce the number of alerts you're getting. Okay. The other aspect is what I would recommend you do, and this would be only on the clarity and uniformity reading. Again, only on the clarity and uniformity reading. I would go ahead and crank this up maybe 2 or 3 ticks, 1, 2, 3 ticks maybe, and see if that reduces the number of alerts and gives you better quality patterns. That would be a good place to start. Do not do that to the initial trend. Don't do that to the overall quality, just the minimum clarity and the uniformity. These are the aesthetic readings of this platform, and what it will look for is just a better quality platform with less random price action and better pattern balance. Okay, so it's the aesthetics of the pattern. And I don't necessarily feel they should be on high, but if you want, like I say, crank them up a couple ticks, 2 or 3 ticks, that's fine, and reassess if you're getting better quality alerts. Okay? All right, so let us talk about swing and momentum trading.